said hi to me and everything. I said, I just wanted to see if Jim was going to have a moment to say hello to my parents.
Picture this, a Hollywood feud so vicious, it's been buried under Tinseltown's glitz for decades, until now, when the ugly truth rips through the headlines like a thunderbolt, exposing James Garner's brutal clash with a motorcycle-obsessed icon. Welcome to the wild roller coaster of celebrity news, where secrets unravel, tragedies strike, and stars fight to keep their shine or lose it all. We're diving headfirst into the latest Hollywood buzz, from Garner's jaw-dropping past to the freshest twists shaking up the A-list today. Buckle up. This is going to be a fast, fierce ride through the drama you can't peel your eyes away from. Let's start with James Garner, a name that conjures images of rugged charm and sly wit, the kind of guy who could outsmart a cowboy or steal a scene without breaking a sweat. Born James Scott Bumgarner in 1928, this Oklahoma kid clawed his way out of Dust Bowl despair. Think relentless droughts, a carpet-layer dad barely scraping by, and a mom of Cherokee pride who left him too soon. At just 4, Garner's world shattered when Mildred passed, leaving him and his brothers, Charles and Jack, to bounce between relatives like lost pinballs. Stability? A pipe dream. Then came the stepmother from hell, Wilma, a woman so cruel she'd force young James into a dress, dubbing him Louise to crush his spirit. Can you imagine the fire that lit in him? At 14, he snapped, fighting back in a moment that sent Wilma packing for good. That grit, that unyielding will, became the heartbeat of a legend. But here's the kicker. Garner's journey wasn't just about surviving a wicked childhood. It was war that forged him next. Drafted into Korea in 1950, he dodged death daily, earning 2 Purple Hearts, one from shrapnel tearing through his face and hand, another from a friendly fire rocket blasting his backside. He laughed it off later, saying, "There's plenty of room for error down there, but don't be fooled, those wounds lingered, physically and deep in his soul." PTSD wasn't a buzzword then, but Garner carried it, a silent storm behind those steady eyes. From modeling swimsuits, a gig he loathed, to stumbling into acting via Henry Fonda's brilliance, he landed at Warner Brothers by 56. Then came Maverick, a sly, poker-playing cowboy who flipped the Western script. And Garner was a star, so why the feud? Flash to 1963. The Great Escape cemented him as a silver screen king, but off-screen, he swore off a certain stunt-hungry, line-stealing co-star. Jealousy burned hot. This guy accused Garner of seducing his wife. The real story? A clash of egos so raw, it still stings today. Now, let's pivot, because Hollywood's never short on shockers. That motorcycle-loving mystery man? Whispered to be Steve McQueen, the king of cool himself. Back in '63, McQueen was already a force. The Magnificent Seven had made him untouchable. His icy stare and rebel vibe a far cry from Garner's warm, everyman glow. But while Garner built a legacy on charm and resilience, McQueen chased adrenaline, racing bikes, and demanding the spotlight. Picture them on set. Garner, the steady hand; McQueen, the wild card pushing for more. More stunts, more close-ups, more everything. The tension exploded. And Garner, a man who'd survived war and worse, wasn't about to bow. What's the hook here? Decades later, fans still pick sides. Did McQueen's ego torch a friendship? Or was Garner hiding his own fire? Zoom out, and the stakes get higher. Garner's life was a saga of triumph over tragedy. Losing his mom young, battling abuse, enduring war's scars, yet he poured that pain into roles that still resonate. McQueen? His past was no picnic either. Abandoned by his dad, bouncing through foster homes, but he turned it into a blazing, untamed charisma. Today, their legacies collide anew as this feud reignites curiosity. Garner donated $500,000 to Oklahoma's drama hopefuls, a nod to roots he never forgot, while McQueen's rebel spirit still fuels Hollywood lore. But wait, could there be more to this story? What secret confessions or hidden fallout might surface next? The past is peeling back, and it's a powder keg ready to blow. So here we are, teetering on the edge of Hollywood's latest chapter. Garner's tale, from a broken boy to a battle-hardened star, hooks you with its raw humanity, while McQueen's shadow looms large, daring us to dig deeper. Their clash is just the spark. The real fire's still coming. What dramatic twist will drop next? Who else is tangled in this web of fame, loss, and betrayal? Stick around, because the curtain's only half up, and the next reveal might just stop your heart. Hold on to your seats. Hollywood's roller coaster is screeching into its final lap, and the stakes are sky high. We've already peeled back the curtain on James Garner's epic clash with Steve McQueen, but now the spotlight's blazing hotter, revealing jaw-dropping confessions, secret battles, and legacies that refuse to fade. This isn't just celebrity gossip, it's a high-octane tale of grit, love, and defiance that'll leave you gasping for the next twist. Let's dive into the chaos and brilliance of Tinseltown's latest chapter, where every star's story is a ticking time bomb of drama. Garner's life was a wildfire that never burned out, racing from the Korean War's shrapnel scars to the Rockford Files, where he turned Jim Rockford into TV's most lovable broke detective. Picture this: a guy living in a Malibu trailer, dodging fists and creditors with nothing but a gun stashed in a cookie jar and a $200 a day fee that rarely got paid. From 1974 to 1980, Garner threw himself into the role, literally crunching through stunts that wrecked his knees and landed him in surgery every hiatus. But here's the hook that'll grab you. By 79, the pain wasn't just physical. A bleeding ulcer sidelined him, and in 80, he walked away, leaving NBC to kill the show. Yet that Emmy in 77 screamed the truth. Garner made flaws unforgettable, rewriting the detective game with a raw, relatable edge. Compare that to his Maverick days, all charm and sly grins. His journey from cowboy to battered PI is a masterclass in resilience. Then there's the bombshell nobody saw coming: Garner versus Universal Studios, a David and Goliath showdown that shook Hollywood's core. After Rockford raked in $120 million, the studio dared to cry losses with shady accounting tricks, fake expenses, inflated costs, the works. Garner, the guy who'd survived war and an abusive stepmom, wasn't about to let that slide. In 1983, he slammed them with a $16.5 million lawsuit, fighting tooth and nail until '89, when he scored a rumored $6 million+ settlement. What's the real kicker? This wasn't just about cash. It was a middle finger to the system, paving the way for actors to demand what's theirs. Flashback to his great escape hustle, quietly outshining McQueen, and you see a man who never stopped battling, on screen or off. But wait, let's zoom to Steve McQueen, the rebel whose shadow still looms large. That '63 feud with Garner? It wasn't a one-off. McQueen's line-counting tantrums resurfaced in '74 on the Towering Inferno, where he rewrote scripts to match Paul Newman's dialogue and snagged the last word. His past, abandoned foster home tough, fueled a need to dominate, a stark contrast to Garner's steady rise. Today, McQueen's legend thrives on that wild energy, but whispers of regret linger. Did his ego cost him more than he gained? Meanwhile, Garner's love story with Lois Clark steals the show. 14 dinners, a $77 honeymoon, and 58 years of opposites attract magic, marred only by career strain that split them twice. Her death in 21, after his in 14, closed a chapter that screamed miracle against all odds. And here's the final hook to reel you in. Garner's daughter, Gigi's carrying the torch in ways that'll blow your mind. From watching Dad play Rockford to becoming a real-life PI, she's now saving animals with the James Garner Animal Rescue Fund. His loyalty, gifting crew, mentoring stars, lives on. But what secrets did he take to the grave? McQueen's competitive ghost still haunts, and Hollywood's holding its breath. These icons battled loss, betrayal, and their own demons, yet their impact's a live wire, sparking questions that demand answers. What's next for their legacies? The screen's fading to black, but the story's far from over. Dare you to guess the encore?